Hi, I'm Firefly, your favorite micro pop star, and today we'll be going through this wall, which I made back in 2020, and this might be one of the last time they will ever see it. I will miss it, and so will you, because I told you to miss it. You will miss it. Good, now that we have that clear, let's begin. This is a crown. I'm not sure if it looks like one or not, but it is supposed to be one, so we will respect it. This says time's a mystery because time is so confusing. It really doesn't make sense, but honestly, it does kind of mean to trust the process and give into divine timing and all of that. And a little fun fact, the hands of this actually represent my birth date, which is 6/8, 6th August, which should be a universal holiday actually. This says whatever. It used to say shit happens when I made it first back in 2020, but then I changed it to whatever because I didn't like the idea of having a cuss word on my wall anymore. But like it's really boring now, so well, as I just said, whatever. This says hope, dream, live because in this bleak world, sometimes it is good to let our inner millennial out. And this is like a cute butterfly. She can't fly, but she looks cute. The devil horns, as you can clearly see, and I kind of made this back in back when I was having my villain era. You remember when we kind of started to learn to say no, and we all were like, OMG, we're such bad bitches for that. And well, I really needed that back then, even though it was kind of cringy. Might be cringe, but it made me free, so that's what truly matters. This says perfect's overrated because perfection is a myth. It doesn't exist, especially in the day and age of AI art, which is so stupid. I think we really need to appreciate authenticity more. So when I'm writing a song and I want it to be perfect, I look at this and I'm reminded that it doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs to be me enough. In this house, we stand authenticity. New York City who? We're all living in authenticity. So if you can hear too much air conditioning noises, no you can't. Yeah. I'm so good at this. This says breathe in the moment. Where my anxiety girlie's at. Hi. I like to think that when I'm having an anxiety attack, I will look at this and it will help me remind myself that I just need to take a long breath and it'll all be fine. But it hasn't happened even once in 6 years since I made it, so I don't think it helps, but it's a thought that counts. This is one of my favorite ones, I would say. This is supposed to represent a golden bubble, my safe space. And around it are all of these different places and my own emotions, just different things. It's just a reminder that no matter where I am, what kind of time I am in, what kind of phase of my life I am in, what kind of season I am in, or whatever intense emotions of myself I am going through, I will always have a safe space that I can come back to. That safe space being my art, Firefly. And I really need that reminder sometimes because it is so easy to lose yourself. You just need something that you can come back to, you can fall back to. This is a sword, this is a magical sword that I will use to fight any of the magical enemies that I might have. So if you want to fight me, be careful because I am prepared. This is like phoenix wings, it has a rose here. I just think it is really cool and I would love to have a 3D version of it someday made. Imagine that, that'd be so cool. This says Celeste, which means heavenly. I just really liked the name and I wanted to write it, and I think this was one of the first ones that I made. It's just supposed to be heavenly, something bigger than yourself. It's also a name of a persona within Firefly that I hope I get to explore someday. This just says B. It was supposed to be a grave, but I kind of changed it. Again, I made this one when I was really depressed. I changed it to this, which just says B. This is my birth name and this is my stage name, and within it are just words that I wrote because I was having an identity crisis and I didn't really know who I was. So I just wrote down words here that I would use to describe myself, like creative, curious, and honestly it has really helped me kind of ground myself and kind of know myself. It also helped me decide who I want to be. This just says imaginative reality, and honestly to this day I have no idea what it's supposed to mean. All I know is that I do have a vivid imagination, and I think it is supposed to mean to imagine something and then to bring it to reality, whether be it your life or your art, anything. What is your reality if not made up of your imagination? Oh, this is a fun one. I could make a whole video just on this one alone, but this is the moon and the sun, as you can clearly see, and the stars in between. And it is supposed to be the balance between the moon, which is your emotional inner side, and the sun, which is supposed to be your ego outside. In my life, I've been through phases where I would kind of lose myself, whether it be in my own inner emotional world or in the outside world, trying to people please. And I thought that it would fix things, but it never did. Artistically speaking, about finding the balance between expressing your emotions in your song while I'm writing one and expressing it when I'm actually performing it. Okay, this one is kind of cringe, but it was really helpful. So this is kind of supposed to represent like 4 different emotional phases that I mostly go through, or well, used to go through a lot, and I didn't really know how to deal with them. All I knew that I would get lost in these emotions because they would be so intense, they would completely take over my entire being, my entire existence. The pink is supposed to represent the joy, happiness, excitement of it. The blue and gray is supposed to be numbness. When you're really, really depressed, you don't feel anything. Green and yellow is supposed to represent the sadness, but like not the numbness and like the actual sadness. And the orange and red is supposed to represent anger. Back when I had no idea how to deal with my emotions, the first step that really helped me regulate them was to define which one I'm actually going through. It's also just like an artistic representation of shit that I've been through, lessons that I have learned, and how I have dealt with them. And I love that. That's cute. I've come so far. Yay me. This is Life Is Now, and I was watching this show, Scam, the French adaptation of it, and one of the generations was ending with this being painted on the wall. It was a really cute scene, and it's like not a deep message, but like a really important one, right? Life is now. So true. That says faith. And I'm sure I'm the only one who looks at it like that, but sometimes your art is only supposed to be understood by you. First letter is supposed to be the F musical note. The guitar is supposed to be shaped like an A. The tear stands for T, of course, and also it is shaped like a T. And the heartbeat, don't ask me, it just is supposed to look like an E because I told you so. Good. Now that we have that clear, moving on. This is unknown, and I used to be really scared of the unknown, but I think we can either be scared of what we don't know or excited to get to know it, learn lessons from it, or just live through it. Because at the end of the day, you can't predict life. You have to step into the unknown. In order to live, you'll have to be unaware of so much. So it is just supposed to be a message for me to step into the unknown, not be scared of it. It's also supposed to be about taking that leap of faith and having the confidence to do so. Whatever you don't know, you will make it out of. Because you are you. You're the baddest bitch on this planet. Actually, that is me, but you are also. We can all be the baddest bitches on the planet. Yeah. Now that is a cute little firefly. Me. Fireflies are not that easy to draw, but I tried my best. I'm not good at drawing or painting or any of those things. I just like sticking together things. That is a firefly with a cute little shiny butt. And the green lines behind it are supposed to be trees. And it's supposed to be a forest because that is where you find fireflies. And we have this one which says, for the hope of it all. When I was really, really depressed that I couldn't even imagine anything for myself, it was being completely delusional sometimes that really helped me just get through the day. And I know it's probably not the healthiest thing to believe in, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Believe in yourself, even when it feels like there's no point in trying. Everyone's delusional until they're successful. Do it for the hope of it all. Oh, now we have these clouds, these 4 clouds up here. Yes, there are actually, in fact, only 4 clouds in the whole sky. Thank me for the information and knowledge you're gaining here by liking us. You thought I was an angel when I was in my own hell, which is a lyric from this song of mine, whose title I forgot actually because I wrote it years ago, and it is on my YouTube and you should check it out. But this is supposed to mean when you're growing up being a people pleaser and being so useful to people and everybody kind of loves you, and then suddenly you grow a spine, you start saying no to people, you start having boundaries. Why is the cloud having boundaries? Girl, don't fall. As soon as you start having boundaries and as soon as you start saying no, they think you're so rude for that. And I just really needed that reminder back when I started having boundaries. It says there's no point in dreaming if I never live a thing, because I can be a maladaptive daydreamer at times, honestly. I have passed years of my life just by daydreaming through. And can you blame me? It was a hard time. Reality is often insufferable to be in. But at the same time, it is kind of a reminder to make your reality safe enough and fun enough like your dreams. Dream something and then turn it into your reality because you have all the power to do that. That's also just a reminder to enjoy the good things that you have in your life and not miss out on them because you are too busy daydreaming. As much as I understand to a point that is and was helpful to me, it's not anymore, and I am so insanely proud of myself for that. I mean, it still is to an extent. But it's about finding the balance between daydreaming and living your actual life and bringing your dreams into your reality. Made me scared of light because I glowed in the darkest night, which is another lyric from the song that I wrote years ago. You should check it out. It was a fun one. And I think this is supposed to be how growing up I learned to dim my own light, to stop being myself, because I was taught that from the people around me who, now that I look back, were so insecure. They were constantly projecting their own insecurities upon me. And it's just a reminder to not give my energy to such people anymore. It's also because I used to be such a hopeful person, and a lot of people really turned that into my depression. Let's move on to the next one, which says, I made it here alive. You know, when you're 16 and you think you wouldn't make it to your 17th birthday, and then you're 17 and you think you wouldn't make it to your 18th birthday, and then it continues for years and years and years, there comes a point where you're like, wait, I did actually make it so far. I'm alive still to this day. Can you believe it? I'm turning 23 in a few months, and honestly, even though it is terrifying, I am so proud of myself for still being on this extremely scary planet. So I just want to end this by saying I'm so proud of you for just still being here on this planet, which really does its best to make you lose hope in yourself, make you lose yourself. And you should know that you can do anything. Even if you think you can't, you can. You did. You survived so long. Thank you for watching until here. I'm Firefly and I usually make music here on this channel, but I try to do something different here. I'm trying to post something on this channel on the 6th of every month. On the next 6th, I will be posting a new song, so I hope you look forward to it, and I hope every 6th you remember me. You should like, comment, subscribe. You should follow me on my socials. You should go and live your life, actually. And you should be proud of yourself. And you should keep sparkling like a firefly. See you next 6th. The cloud just fell for me, as it should. And as you should too. Please. Hi, I'm Firefly and you're watching me.